Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going out tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going out tonight. Yeah, right.
Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, everybody. How's everybody? Oh my goodness, it's terrific Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Perfect timing. Hi, Cynthia. You guys type in the chat. Tell us your name, where you're from, what you're excited about today, what's getting on your nerves today, how you're feeling today, what are your issues today. Talk to us. I am Sabrina Goodwin Monday with my girlfriends. We're going live now. Gloria, Caterina, Sabrina, Crisette, the force of friendship. We got issues. Today, we're talking about...
I just love that song. I just love that song. I just love it. Where the girls at? Where the girls at? Here we are. Here we are. We are ready for the show today. We are ready for talk radio today. We got issues. We got issues. Gloria, Chris, Sabrina, Caterina, we are here for you guys today. We're so excited. Now listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. We're so excited that you clued in with us. Whether you're washing clothes while you listen to us, doing your homework while you're listening to us, on your computer while you're listening to us, you are listening to us, and we are glad to have you here, our tribe. We absolutely love you on Facebook. We absolutely love you on the app. 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. This is WFDF, and we're out of Detroit, but we're talking to you internationally. We're coming to you all kind of ways, and it's so exciting. You know, we're known as the force of friendship, and we're going to bring you the force. We're going to bring it to you positive. We're going to bring it to you powerful, and we're not going to be Pollyanna about it. But today, we are talking about you and your brand and how you're perceived. I'm going to go a little bit more into that for sure, what we're going to be talking about, but do me a favor. Do me a favor, get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready because we want to hear your opinion. One of the things about having a personal brand is that you have an opinion and that you state your opinion. One of the ways to have an opinion and state an opinion is to be bold enough and bad enough to say something of what you think. So it's 313-778-7600. And I'm so glad, girl. Y'all, this is terrific Tuesday. It was a terrific Tuesday here in the Baltimore area. It was beautiful. Was is the key word in that sentence. The sun is gone, but that's okay. It's cloudy now, but that's okay because it's beautiful. The rain has made it beautiful. It's gorgeous here. And so we're here to pay attention to you guys today. So I'm going to pass it over to my co-host, Caterina Harris Earl, who's with the girls. Go ahead, Caterina.
Well, hey, you are seeing us today. Thank you for continuing to pray for my eye situation I got going on this with the doctor today. Look at this, so I can still see. Okay. If you're on the radio, I got a little lens that goes in my glasses. I am like, OMG, but this helps. It helps. I can still see. So just call me whatever. Just don't call me late for dinner. But today, are y'all seeing, if you are on the radio, you are seeing us sport our Force of Friendship shirts. We're looking fly, except one. She'll tell you what had happened was. There's always one.
It's always one.
So
I'm always one.
But honestly, Chris, I think you were the one who helped design our gorgeous shirts, and you can get them, of course, on the forceoffriendship.com. And it's just nothing like, girlfriends looking amazing together. I'm looking forward to June when we get to come and we really get to be together. Can you believe that? It's less than a month. We really are going to see each other and maybe broadcast together. Go figure. So, Crisette, why don't you explain to the people what's going on in Detroit? Your shirt is fly. It's not the Force of Friendship shirt, but it's fly.
Hey, everybody. We're so excited to be here on today. Thank you. Hey everybody, we're excited to be here on today. So glad that you have tuned into We Got Issues. And I know to our listeners, this means absolutely nothing to you because you can't see the situation that's going on right now. For those of you that are watching on our 9:10 a.m. Facebook and our Force of Friendship Facebook, I'm the only one that's out of order. I'm the only one that don't have on those beautiful Force of Friendship T-shirts. And you guys, you know, I want to be in uniforms with my girls. But unfortunately, you guys know we have packed up. We are looking for a house. And when I tell you, I felt like Sabrina on today. Sabrina always looking for her stuff. When I say
right.
With Sabrina, I told Sabrina, I said, Sabrina, let me tell you something. I can help you out on a lot of things, but you bet not just be traveling with me and leave your foundation at home. You're gonna be in serious
She'll try
trouble.
it though. She'll try it.
So I could not find my T-shirt. It is packed somewhere very safe, I'm sure. I just couldn't put my hands on it. So that's why I don't have on my Force of Friendship T-shirt. But when I tell you, I love that T-shirt because it just means so much. We designed it because we just truly believe in the Force of Friendship. That's our brand. And we're so glad to our tribe. Many of you have it, and some of you are like, I want to get my hands on that T-shirt. And so we absolutely want you to have that T-shirt as well. I believe you can go to our website. Is that correct, Caterina? At www.theforceoffriendship, is it .com or .org?
.com.
.com.
I'm gonna help you find your shirt and your website. Okay.
.com.
I'm gonna help you out. Collectively, we the bomb.
Help her. Somebody help her. Help Crisette out today.
Okay. I'm gonna use your eyes and I'll help you find the website.
It's good. It's all good. So good to see each and every one of you. I do love our shirts. You know, friendship is a beautiful thing. When it's good, it's right, it's just, it's incredible. And then the force behind the friendship. We're not just friendship. We are the force behind friendship. That means we're there. We got your front, the back, the side. I mean, girlfriends who got you covered every which kind of way. So I'm excited to be on this show today. I was feeling under the weather. I finally got an antibiotic yesterday, y'all. It was a hassle getting an antibiotic. I mean, they wanted me, I'm double vaccinated. I had to take a COVID shot. I asked the doctor,
Really?
I said, how many double vaccinated people do you know who came back? He said, none, but I still need you to do that before I give you antibiotic. I was like, okay, because I needed an antibiotic.
Rub up in the nose again in the nose.
Oh my gosh. And they went deep. But anyway, I feel so much better. I just wish I would have had that a week ago. So I am on the road to full recovery. And that, you know, when you don't feel good, we don't have your energy. It's something else. And so I'm so grateful for health. I'm grateful for energy. I'm grateful for girlfriends who give me energy. Because seriously, there were a couple of days I was like, I am not feeling this show. But when I get on here and I see your smiling faces and the positivity, it picked me up. So let's go, Glow. Let's go with our
Let's go, Glow.
Let's go.
Let's go. It is so true, you guys. You become like the people you hang around. And right now we're hanging around a lot of people on social media because we're not able to hang around people anywhere else. I will tell you though, I went walking today out in Columbia and I absolutely love this one park. I get to walk in and the kids were playing on the jumbo gym or whatever they call those things again. What is it? The playground, whatever it's called. There's a whole. Yeah, they playing safe. It was really great. It felt really good. It felt good in the sunshine, you guys. Sunshine is good. Let me just tell you guys that if you don't get vitamin D, you need to get out your house and get some vitamin D and put it inside your skin, put it inside your soul because it's going to make you feel good. Okay, so we're going to talk about something that I personally love. I love talking about branding. I love talking about social media. I love learning it. I will tell you, it's probably a hobby for me. It's a hobby for me to be all up in it. I love it. And I will tell you guys that in doing this show, You have to think about whether it's building your business or wasting your time, building your business or wasting your time. And there's a lot of hurdles that people have to overcome when they're talking about building their brand. But I want to tell you that it is now the way. I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, you know what? I remember when cell phones came out. I know I'm dating myself, but I do remember when cell phones came out and like, really? Are they that important? And now when people say social media, really? Is it that important? And I want to tell you, it is very important. Social media and your personal brand is important. So let me just read this to you. A personal brand is the way in which people perceive you, and it's your online reputation. Undoubtedly, here's the big thing. Undoubtedly, people will judge you on how they see you online. Your personal image is how people perceive you at a glance. The way you dress, the way you look, the way you behave, the way you communicate. You know, sometimes people get held back from doing their personal branding because people are going to judge you and people are going to have opinions. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And you have a better personal brand if you're opinionated. So here's some tips on building your personal brand. And I'm going to go to the girlfriends and I'm going to ask them about their personal brand and how they develop their personal brand, because you're looking at a brand right here. You're looking at our brand, The Force of Friendship. So we've got a couple of brands. We have a group brand. We got individual brands. We have brands. So number one is, one tip says, and I can go deeper into some of these, but let me just give you these 8 things. Number one, figure out who you are. Figure out who you are, because sometimes you can get wrapped up into who everybody else is and you haven't figured out who you. Number 2, determine what you want to be known for. Like, what do you want to be known for? What feels good to you? Number 3, define your audience. Okay, now I'm going to say this to you. In the years I've been an entrepreneur, and even before, when I worked for IBM, when I worked for Harvard Business School, I was clear that I wanted people to perceive me a certain way. And so that branding has changed over time. And so it has to do with how I feel personally. It has to do with how I feel professionally. And it has to do with who is my audience. And a lot of different ways, you guys, knowing your audience tells you when to say yes or no to different things. Number 4, research your desired industry and follow the experts. Who's the expert in the industry? And guess what? You guys, we talk to a lot of African-American women for sure, and a lot of women. And bottom line is, we wear a lot of hats. We wear a lot of hats. And so what we do makes a difference. Number 5, it says, ask for information or interviews. Number 6, embrace networking. Embrace networking. Woo, y'all, we could do a whole show. That's the title. Somebody need to write that down. We need to talk about networking, because you know what? We're like an experts at the network, and it makes a big difference. And number 7, ask for recommendations. And number 8, which we're going to be talking about, was grow your online presence. Grow your online presence. You know, it's so funny that, let's just list them. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Much Matcha, Shika Shaka, Snapchat. You know, it's every day there's something else. Every day there's something new. It's just different. And not only that, you guys, I want to put this out there for you guys as the callers think about calling in. It's not only what you put out there on your social media, but it's your personal style. When you walk in the room, do the lights come on when you walk in the room? And so it's your personal style that makes a difference. So I'm going to ask one of the girlfriends, somebody pipe in and talk about your personal brand, how you came up with it, why you like having it. And then we're going to go into some more of the 10 things that raise up someone's personal brand. Who wants to talk first?
I'll go for you.
Okay, go.
Can you hear me? I think,
yes,
mine became kind of organically. You think about who you've been. I think about to my college days, high school days, kind of what you were known for. You kind of, people start defining you of what they know about you, and that you build from there. I mean, I remember I ran for all kind of campus queens when I was in junior high, high school, college. And so,
okay, wait, Sabrina. You know what? Like, we love our tribe to know about us, and they're getting to know us and what is in our background that makes us so opinionated when we get to this place in our life. So go ahead, tell them a little bit more about not only that you ran for the queen, but that you were the queen. Go ahead, tell them how you were the queen before you became our queen. Go ahead, talk to us.
All that. Well, you know, I did take a liking to always student government, like Caterina talked about, like all of us. We had leadership positions early on in our child student days. But I did from the 7th grade through the 12th grade. I was always homecoming queen, always football queen, basketball queen. I just ran it and loved it. I did.
Wow.
And then
homecoming queen?
I was at high school.
Oh,
and I won some and I lost some. I won some races and I lost some races. But the big ones I won. I remember running for Miss. I was Miss Freshman at Tennessee State, and then I was Miss TSU at Tennessee State. I was Miss Tennessee State, and that was a hot contest. But people would say your smile, your relatability, you're down to earth. You're natural, you're neutral. And so you're a great communicator. And so as you start to define who you be, for me, I just pick up on those traits and continue to move and grow in that area. Power, my speaking style is of power. And so that's how I kind of adopted own your power. And that's a little bit of how my style became.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You guys, you know, when you, one of the things I love about this show, y'all, really, is that we lean in and learn so much about each other that I didn't know you was a homecoming queen now. I ain't necessarily like our homecoming queen. So I'm glad you was a nice homecoming queen. Our homecoming queen, she wasn't voted for niceness. She was voted for something else. I don't know, but we were like, wow,
really?
Homecoming queen. Yes,
we want to hear that story one day.
Yeah, we're going to have to hear that story one day because it definitely is a story for sure. But I'm really excited before we go to break, and we'll come back to some more of the other brands. And you guys, as you're thinking about it, look, somebody put a hashtag HBCU love. That's right. That's right.
Yes,
and you're thinking about, right. And you're thinking about your brands and you're thinking about, Gloria, I've never even really thought about my brand. Like, is that important to you? And, you know, as we have callers, even you guys, it's true. Sometimes we have some of the same callers on the radio show, and when we hear their name, we know what they're going to bring to us. And your voice, your comments, the things you say are also a brand, you guys. It's so interesting how it comes together. Okay, so let me give you some adjectives that you can use to describe yourself. Let's say you want to make sure that everybody knows your brand is bigger, that you're growing your brand. Even if you work in your office, here's some words that will make a difference. Able, creative, dependable, energetic, experienced, flexible, hardworking, honest, imaginative, innovative. So I'm going to give you those words because one of the things that I see when we're on Facebook, talking about our families, talking about our careers, lifting up other people, making people feel good, it's the words that you lead with. It's the comments that you say. You know, one of the things that has happened on social media is it has become a brand for encouraging other people to do some other things. And so I really think, someone said, slow down, Gloria. I know. Okay, let me just go through those words again. That's funny. Okay, so I want to say to you guys on the radio, I want you to feel me when I say these words so that I'm not only in what you write on social media, your personal brand, you guys, is the way you greet somebody at Walmart. Your personal brand is the way you talk to neighbors when you're riding down the street. Are you waving at them? Today, I left Whole Foods, y'all. I'm thinking about a new brand. You know me, I'm thinking about a new brand. And I'm walking through the parking lot of Whole Foods. I have my mask on. And I just lift up my hand. I wave at a lady like this. Because, you know, normally you smile at people that you don't know. And I knew she couldn't see my smile. So I waved at her with a heavy wave. You know, she looked at me like, hi. You know? But I said to myself, what if we all just started waving at people? Because isn't it true? Since we start wearing the mask, you don't say hi to them. You just walk by them like they're not even there anymore. And that's like not cool. So if you start something that's catchy, it makes a difference. Here you are, the words: able, creative, dependable, energetic. Experience. Ooh, she's so flexible. Hardworking. I'm honest and trustworthy. Imaginative and innovative. You guys, innovative and imaginative. I talk to people all the time about the imagination and how your imagination becomes your brand. Yeah. One of the things you need to know about your brand is how you see where you're going, not where you were yesterday, but where are you going? Because you know that people want to go with you somewhere. If you're going to build a brand, you're building a place for people to follow you. You're building a place for them. They're going to come to you for one thing, and they're going to come to somebody else for something else. And they're going to come to you for somebody else. We go to our teachers. We go to our preachers. We go to our nurses. We go to different people for different things. And it's the same thing when you're building a personal brand. It really does make a difference as to what people are going to come to you for. So as we think about these brands and you think about your style, let's talk about our style when we come back from the break. And I'm going to go to some of the girlfriends, but I hope that you guys call in because we certainly want to hear from you for sure. We want to hear from you. Call us in, and we're going to go to the break right now, and we're going to come back because this is the force of friendship, and we got issues. You got issues. We all got issues, and we'll see you in a minute, in a hot minute.
All the time.
All right. We are here. We are here, tribe, talking about our brands. How do you describe yourself? That's what your brand is how you see yourself.
I am.
How other
Good,
people see
thank you. I wish we had some callers.
So
Oh, well. What am I
that
gonna
you
do?
know what you know about you,
Okay.
because your brand is your personality. And
Okay,
sometimes
thank you so much. Love your show too, Michael.
we want.
I do. I really do. I love the music. I really do. Yeah.
How people
Yeah,
describe you.
yep. I love watching. I go to the app, not to the app, but to the website and download the songs. I mean, I can listen to it on my phone through the website.
For you.
It's where look good. Thank you.
What is it that people say about you? Many of you are like, why do I need a brand? Well, in this day and age, everybody is selling something to somebody.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. That's excellent. I can't wait.
Business on the side. What somebody's selling something. And my thing is, selling is honorable. If you're not selling, you are buying. So what is your brand? How do you want to be known?
Okay, super. Thank you so much, Michael.
Are you compassionate? Are you honest? Are you loyal? Are you excitable? Are you understanding? Do you give energy? Do you suck energy? When people see you, do they run to you or run from you? If they're running from you, you got to work on yourself and your brand, right? So we're going back. Gloria is giving us some great nuggets. She is the best at branding. Be back. Take notes. You guys, go to our website for these shirts. They're fabulous. Be part of our tribe. Wear the shirt. Give it as a gift. It's going to be great.
Okay, here we go. I am super ready, you guys. Super ready to talk to you guys some more about the brands. I'm loving your comments here. People are saying they're taking notes. You guys, I love that radio commercial that they said, we're coming to you out of Detroit, but we're all over the place. When we have people calling up from different countries, it makes us feel so good in this talk radio show. So this is, guess what? Our new brand. When we said we're going to take on talk radio, like, Okay, we're going to take it on. And so here we are taking on talk radio. You guys, I want to tell you something. There was a time when I was at Harvard Business School and we were doing the study on Tylenol. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a huge scare on Tylenol back when something got into the pills, and it became a conversation because their brand was tarnished dramatically. There was a report that something got into all the Tylenol pills, and they immediately came to Harvard Business School, to the classroom, and said, do you think that we should kill the brand and come up with something brand new or continue the brand? It was this big comment, like weeks and weeks and weeks of branding. That's how important a personal brand is. That's how much important a corporate brand is. And we said to them, no, the Tylenol name is so strong, it can overcome situations. When your brand is strong, you can overcome situations. It's just like when your reputation is strong, when you say, I'm sorry, you can overcome a situation. When it's not that way, you can't. So your brand is important for a whole lot of reasons. And so I'm going to throw it over to Caterina. Caterina, you want to add something about the brands?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to share about my brand, but as you were talking about people that have had to rebrand themselves, just think about these people. We've watched it. Mike Tyson. We've watched Sierra. I've watched Sierra, how she rebranded herself. She still keeps her same energy, but I love following her on social media now. Ice-T, Miley Cyrus. Folks that have really worked hard to rebrand themselves. Even Taylor Swift, we could think about it. And of course, the Kardashians. Okay. So we've watched that brand and how they've shifted. And it'll be interesting to see what happens as a result of the divorce, the big divorce. And so my personal brand, the big divorce, meaning Kim and Kanye. Okay.
Right.
So she got 3 boyfriends right now. She don't care. She got 3 new boyfriends. That's her brand.
So she rebranded and is on purpose. You know, I mean, some of that is love and some of it is branding. Let's be clear. They wrote the book on branding. So my brand, you know, my tagline is I empower women to find their passion and live their dreams. That's really my tagline. It doesn't mean that I only do that and can't do it with kids, because I was a nonprofit manager prior, but I went to a women's college. And so I was president of the college, president, homecoming queen, Sabrina, on and on and on.
We didn't like you neither. We didn't like you neither. You're the homecoming queen too? OMG. Oh, you were the president of your college?
I was the president, Gloria, from Lake Howe. I was the president every year from kindergarten until a senior in college. Every single year. Never lost. I lost the beauty pageant.
Wait a minute. Just a minute, y'all. Let's just all look over there and say, shut up. You were the president from kindergarten to college?
Every year. And the interesting thing about it is, you know, that's a whole other talk show where I talked about being the only Black girl in all white school.
Right.
So I couldn't connect culturally, but that's where my leadership, I grew with the leadership because I wasn't connected with music. I wasn't connected culturally. There was just this difference. So I had to find my brand, and my leadership became my brand, and to get people to like me. I was short, you know, and so it was actually in 3rd grade, I was taller than other people. That's a whole other part. But so this passion.
Wait, we're going to talk about style. Wait, Caterina, we're going to talk about style in a minute. But we didn't have short as one of the styles. I never thought about short to leadership to style to brand. That's interesting. Okay, go ahead.
So I like to say that high touch meets high tech. And I like to talk about this marketplace ministry piece. One of the things that we do in our ministry is talk about how to use scripture like technology. You know, we think about our cell phones, we think about all the technology we use, and God gives us, he's the master scientist. He gives us the ability to install his word in us and have it execute just like a software program. And so, and even more powerfully. So that is kind of what I do. I'm working and learning from you, Gloria. So my new website, IamCaterina.com, I'm kind of working with that. I am Caterina. And so that's kind of the brand that I'm excited about. I wanted to share this that really was good that I got from John Maxwell. And this was whenever you have an opportunity to, I can't remember who it was who talked about, Oprah was talking about somebody. And so, when you want to have lunch with Oprah, a lot of times people think because she's got all the money, you want her to pay. But really, all of us would love to take Oprah to lunch, right? Wouldn't you love to take Oprah to lunch? So 7 questions that you ask people when you want to emulate or learn from them. And so these are the questions. I'll go quick but slow. Number 1, what is the greatest lesson you ever learned? What are you learning right now? How has failure shaped your life? Like, this is huge. And these are things I've learned from you, Gloria. I've learned from every one of you guys. Number 4, there's 7 of them. Who do you know that I should know? That's huge. Who do you know that I should know? What have you read that I should read? What have you done that I should do? And lastly is how, this is so big, this is where people leave it off, is how can I add value to you? So when you have an opportunity to connect, again, I go back to Clubhouse, people share their brands big, but when you have an opportunity to connect with somebody one-on-one, use that time wisely, and it can help your brand to be stronger.
Right. That's so good. That's so good to have those questions there, because that is the way in which one would lean in. And, when I find that people who in their conversation with and in their presence with me, and they always say, what can I do for you? What can I do? You remember those people. You remember those people who offer themselves to you in some kind of ways. And that really makes a difference on, that's another brand of a person. One of the things that we could do, we could go around here and talk about how we are branded with each other. We know we can, like Chris was saying, Sabrina, she always forgets something. I mean, that's like who she is. And I'm always there, like right before the clock says
except
go.
For birthdays and important days. That's the only thing she don't forget. She don't forget people, but she gonna forget things and places and things.
I mean, we all got brand. But okay, we're gonna go to Chris, and And Chris, talk about your brand that you have that we all love as well.
Okay, so when you're talking about creating your brand, sometimes you may not know your brand, and other people can point you to your brand, because sometimes you're not thinking of, I do this all the time. You don't think in the terms of it's my brand. And so, a lot of times people would always say to me, oh, I love, you inspire me so much. And before I really understood what inspiration was, I always thought, how can you inspire somebody? I don't talk to you every day. I don't even have your telephone number. How do I inspire you? So you can admire and you can inspire people from afar. There are so many people that all of you inspire, and you may never, ever know their name. And so, inspiration is something that so many people have said. And so it's like, okay. And then, of course, I absolutely love the fashion piece. I mean, it's something that a lot of times your brand is something that just comes easy to you. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. I know Gloria hates to shop. That's not something that you enjoy doing. So literally I can say, Gloria, you need this in your wardrobe. She'll say, okay, send it to me, because she can trust that I know this is going to look great on her. So really kind of thinking about all of that. And then also, being a pastor's wife, and, as a pastor's wife, I would say that I am not the traditional pastor's wife from the standpoint of, work at the church all the time, or have a job at the church. I'm not the traditional pastor's wife that is locked into a certain type or in a certain box. And so I know for so many pastors' wives, especially younger pastors' wives, they would always look to me and say, wow, you know what? I didn't know that you could do this, or I didn't know that you could do that. And so really putting all of the different hats that I wear together, it has to do with your confidence, because I know for me, I have really worked to increase my confidence. And then thinking about where does confidence come from? I think that confidence comes from God. And when you know who God is and how he's created us all different, and all of us have similarities, but all of us are original. So I put those two things together, and it became, my brand was Godfident. I can be confident in all of the different aspects of who I am, what I like to do. And I believe that it is very important that we share that, because, you know, when you receive the comments and people that reach out to you that are so appreciative that you said this or you posted that. I know all of you have had someone say, I just needed that today. Thank you so much for posting this or for saying that. So while some people may have a negative, have had a negative experience with social media, or they don't, you know, I still meet people say, I don't put me on blast. I don't do Facebook. I don't do all of that. And we know with anything, you can turn it into something negative, or you can use it as something positive. And I'll say for sure, during COVID, let's be clear, especially with churches, we needed social media. We weren't meeting at the church. We weren't inside a building. So if you shut down Facebook, you shut down Instagram, literally, that would have shut down us being able to get the gospel out there. That would have shut down us being able to connect with, you know, the people at our church. So I think that, you know, social media absolutely can be used for good, to be a blessing to so many. But I think, you know, your personal brand is who you be. As Sabrina always says, own your power, who you be. But I also, for those of you that are thinking about, well, you know, what is my brand? I totally believe that, you know, ask those people that are closest to you. What are you known for? And the funny thing is, people talk about you. Sometimes people will compliment you to other people without necessarily complimenting you to your face. So ask people, what do people say about me? They say you are always encouraging. They say you are always this, that, and the other. And you know what? That's more than likely your personal brand. So I think that's a way you can find out, you know, where your brand is and some of the things that would really benefit others, because you do it so naturally and you do it so easily.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's really, really good. Leaning in and asking people, what do other people say about you, and be ready for the answer, because that's a really good thing to learn about yourself and then put yourself out. I think that, you know, people look at social media, but we don't necessarily always talk about how you grow it and how you gain it and how you form it. I think a combination of who you be and who you want to be, who you're creating yourself to be. And, you know, let's just talk about it for a second. You might start one place and end up someplace else, but you got to start. You just got to start. And if you're a woman in business or a man in business, I mean, it's critical now. It's not any longer where you just sit there and let somebody else define you. It is something where you need to be defined, because word of mouth is important. And then Chris brought up the fact that we've been in a pandemic, and that's been even a big deal, even more so than ever. It's a big deal. So I think my brand is super bad all day long. That's my umbrella brand. I feel like I come up with a new idea like every single second, but my host brand is super bad all day long. It's that way because I want people to be super bad all day long. I like being super bad all day long. It was a phrase that just came in some speech that I made, and it just took off. And so it's just been something that I latch onto that I absolutely love. And then we took the phrase, and then you get a logo design for it. And the logo makes different things come alive. So you guys, I want to say this too. I want to say that pictures have made a big deal. Pictures is a big deal. Ladies, men, let's get clear. We've talked about it before on the show, but pictures is the way in which you convey yourself. You know, when I look at Sabrina, I often think of T.D. Jakes, and I think about how he has rebranded himself in the pandemic. You know, he went from dressing like this on the stage to blue jeans, and, you know, it's just so amazing that we're going to talk about different people and how they've created their different brands. But let's talk about brands as it has to do with style as well. So let me give you these points. Number one, they say be authentic, but put your best foot forward. So when you're doing your personal brand, you have to have an expression of your personality. When we think about our brands and we think about putting our personality into it, I'm going to tell you guys, lean in, because it makes a difference. It says, number two, make substance the foundation of your style. What is your style? You know, we all have our own style. If we were to talk, okay, let's talk about that for a second. If you were to describe one of your girlfriend's style, in the force, what would you say it is? Like, go ahead. Like, let's let the audience on the radio show know who we are. Somebody say somebody's style. Go ahead. It's gonna be positive.
Flowy. Sabrina is flowy. She's flowy. Flowy.
I would have definitely used that word. I would have definitely used the word flowy. Definitely used the word flowy. I would have used the word colorful for Crisette. I would have said she loves, like we all love color, but right now we're all in a beautiful shirt, right? It's beautiful, but she's in yellow. Like I would say colorful. Who else?
I don't know the different words to use. How do you describe? Oh my goodness. I don't know the different words to use. I don't know I know your style, but I don't know how to categorize them. So how do we categorize styles? I mean, there's contemporary, there's classic, there's I don't know. Chris, what are the different words? I don't know how you describe
know what?
style.
No, those are some great words. Contemporary, classic, boho, what's some of the other styles? Wish you know you were going to ask that question, Gloria. Would have looked up some of the different styles.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that they're talking about when you're talking about your personal brand. It's the words that you come up with, not the fashion words. It's not the words out of New York. You know, flowy was a description. Colorful was a description. I think when you talk about different types of construction and all those kind of things, that's a different, like, you know, I like bright. I like bright. I don't like, you know, like if I wear black, I even want the black to be bright. I want to wear bright. So when I talk about the substance of your style, it could be anything. Sometimes it's laid back. Some people like to be like completely laid back. Like, let's talk about it. In the Zoom environment that we're in now, you look beautiful on the top. You're totally comfortable underneath, you know, so there's a comfort part to the style that makes a difference. So that's another place. But if you were to describe each other, we would come up with different words. What are you going to say?
Let me just say, go ahead, Caterina.
I had to unmute. Of course, I went and Googled it. So haute couture is your pre-COVID style, Gloria. Haute couture. There's an artsy fashion. Some people are more vintage. You know, there's people that can take vintage and make it current, or they like mixing that. And so those are a couple. I love how you said the bohemian style. So that was really good. Tomboy. We know some people that have kind of a tomboy style, preppy style. So
Caterina, what would you say is your style? I mean, one thing I can say about Caterina is there's probably not been a time at all where I didn't look at her feet and say, now, you know, you should have got me a pair of those shoes. Caterina, she knows that whatever shoe she has on, just get a size 8. Just get a size 8 and send it to me, because I'm going to absolutely love it. I mean, there are certain things that you know her shoe game is tight.
Right. Except for when Barbara was on and I had my Crocs.
Except for your Crocs.
I immediately went and got my cute shoes. I think it's classic with just a little edge. I'm pretty safe. Classic. I know my mama is over here. I'm pretty much safe with the little edge. So my shoes are my edge, or maybe the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's a brand, right? That's a brand. If you love shoes, that's a brand. If you love purses, that's a brand. I think of Caterina with big rings, little hand, big rings, right? I mean, right? She always finds these big pieces of jewelry. You see her hand coming way before her body comes in. And so those are like personal brands. And when we think about our kids, like when I think about Kennedy, and he always changes his hair color. It's either short or it's long, it's blonde or it's black. But when I look at him expecting to see something different. That's his brand, you know? So that's a part of the
Facebook
style.
Audience, Gloria. Look at the Facebook audience. They called
Gloria
called extra, Crisette is stylish, eclectic.
Oh, Lord.
But this is what we like. Extra.
Yeah, I claim it to be extra. I claim it to be extra.
Gloria, can you just, you have to say when you had your foot surgery, and you were rocking the stage with, I mean, who could take pre-Kamala, okay? Who could take Converse and make them look like you made them look? Whether you were on stage with whoever you were on stage with, you were not, this is just, you took that and made that a brand.
Right. You know, and I thank y'all for those fabulous shoes, for real. There was a gift from them. They made those shoes like famous. They took a pair of Converse and put pearls and rhinestones all over it. But you guys, think about this. The attitude that we have makes a difference. I had no choice, so I made it a brand. And I traveled all over the world in those little flat shoes, looking all crazy in gym shoes, and turn it into a brand. So that's something that you can always do over and over again. And here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you it's important if you're going to be making a statement where you're going to be a role model for other people. And so grooming is important, and the style that how do you make yourself memorable? You know, like I tell people, like Sabrina talks about her style. Now I know she was the queen of everything. When we travel, I stand next to her and I take the overflow. Everybody loves on Sabrina, and I always I lean like this. I lean next to her. It's like, I want the overflow of the love, because we will all bring different things. I mean, and it's so funny when we speak together. I can't wait for the world to open up, because when we speak together, we're so in sync with each other. We're winking at each other. Oh Lord, she's gonna cover that point. She's gonna tell that story. Then we start laughing at each other's stories because we understand the brands. We're gonna go into some of the famous people and their brands. But before we do that, and you guys, if we have some callers, call in. But let me just give you a couple of thoughts from some people. They said branding demands commitment to continually reinvent, striking chords with people to stir their emotions, and a commitment to the imagination. It's easy to be cynical about such things. It's much harder to be successful. So, you know, those are some of the things when we think about this about this radio show, we've thought about what was our brand going to be on this radio show, and how were we going to get to a place, honestly, how are we going to get to a place where we were contradicting each other, when that's not necessarily our brand. But we've got to do we have to lean into what the radio show requires of us. Here's another one. Don't be scared to present the real you to the world. Authenticity is at the heart of success. Absorb what is useful. Reject what is useless. Add what is specifically your own. I'm going to read that again. Absorb what is useful. Reject what is useless. And add what is specifically your own. And I'm really, and with this one, I'm coming back to some thoughts and some famous people. Personal branding is about managing your name. Even if you don't want a business, in the world of misinformation, disinformation, and semi-permanent Google records, going on a date, chances are that your blind date has Googled your name. Like, there's not even any blind dates anymore. They know all about you before you even.
That's right. Know
before
everything.
You even get
I'm telling you, it's amazing. There are no secrets. I'm telling you,
Right.
I have a girlfriend, and she could just have a first name and a city, and she can find out everything about him, like quickly. I was like, how you know all that? Google. Plus,
Wow.
researches her background. And I mean, you can find out so much on the internet now. There's no blind nothing. So you better show up right, or we know you're lying. Okay, we know.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What you say? No more room for catfishing. That's out.
Right,
That's
exactly,
right. That's
exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna throw out some names, and Caterina, you have some of those names there, but let's talk about Oprah for a second. Let's talk about her brand. Y'all see her new thing that you can join for $50 for the year, her brand. Let's talk about Oprah's brand. What do you think about when you think about Oprah and her, let me say this, her very intentional brand? Anybody got some thoughts on that?
Oh, wow.
You know what? I think with Oprah, her brand is drawing people in. I love that she always interviews people that are very interesting. So I think, you know, she has a brand that literally is like E.F. Hutton. If Oprah says it, everybody listens. I mean, come on, Oprah was the first one on her show to give away all of these wonderful gifts during the holiday. Now, guess what? You know you have arrived when your brand lean into is your brand is so popular that everybody looks and said, I need to copy that. So you can turn on any any of the big talk shows like Ellen DeGeneres. She does that now. But guess what? She got that from Oprah because Oprah was the very first one that gave away all of those gifts, Oprah's favorite thing. So literally, she is like the go-to. If Oprah opens her mouth, you better know millions and millions of people are listening.
I was going to say, the brand is Oprah. She's that big that you almost don't need words to describe her brand. She is a brand.
She's transcended.
She just is a brand. Yeah. The Oprah brand. I mean, everyone around the world kind of knows what that means. It's like, you don't need another word to describe tissue.
Right. And I think Michelle Obama is there too. She's right there too. I mean, Michelle Obama is her own brand as well. They had something really cute on Mother's Day with her and her daughters. And one of the things it said is that she loves to knit. And who knew that Michelle Obama knits? And she's like, you know what? Don't turn your nose up at knitting until you see, some of the things that I do in my knitting group. And so somebody wrote, listen, if Michelle Obama knits, sign me up. I will knit too. So I think, her and Oprah are their own brand. If you say their names, everybody leans in and they listen.
Right. Absolutely. One of the things that I love about Oprah as well is that she means different things to different people. Some people like her items. Some people like her books. Some people like her cooking. Some people like the way she interviews. Some people like the way, I just see that different people of different personalities, different ages, different stages. She's been so intentional in always opening. One of the things I love about her is that she lifts up so many other people. If you're really good, she will make the world know that you are like, look what she did for Tyler Perry.
And look what Tyler Perry is doing for others. They are lid lifters. Lid lifters. Right. They are lid lifters. They are overcomers. Tyler Perry, Oprah, overcomers. To me, when I think of Oprah, I think, wow, I think she is so much to so many. And she has grown through the process because we've watched Oprah grow. We watched Oprah when she was so consumed and concerned with what people had to say about her. Now, Oprah does not care what you say about her. But we remember when she was very sensitive. Yep, like Gloria, she lives. Gloria, let's talk about your brand, okay? Because you are amazing at marketing. You are amazing at branding. You have an MBA from Harvard. I mean, really, when you speak, people listen. You have a lot to say, but you're still very kind through the process. You take time for everybody. I think that's important in a brand because when you get too big for yourself, people don't like that and it turns people off. So talk about that a little bit, Gloria, how you've been able to build your brand, sustain your brand, and continue to grow the brand. Because at some point, I've seen you grow in that area where you used to care a whole lot and now you don't care. You do not care.
She's just awful. She's just so awful. I remember when Sabrina used to use the word horrible. Remember? And her H was so, I said, God, how you get an H like that? Horrible. That looks horrible. I was like, how you get it like that? That's so crazy. Yeah, seriously. But I have grown. And the reason I grew is because I dig in when I think it's something important. I dig in. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, I said, way back in the day, before, when I just started knowing that I was going to be influential, one of the things I wanted to do was to be a role model. It's on my goalpost. It's still over there. I made it years ago, put a picture on it, and I wanted to be a role model. That was a deep. So nowadays, if you want to be a role model in some way, form, or fashion, people are going to look for you, lean in on you, hear about you, talk about you on social media. That's where they're going to be. The other thing I decided to do was I decided to learn it. Seriously, y'all, I can get up and I can watch a YouTube. I can watch a YouTube on how to use my iPhone better. I can watch a YouTube on how to do social media better. I can do because I get excited about stuff. It's something that I lead into. And I think one day we have to do a show about our hobbies and what we love, because I like to knit. But now that I know Michelle Obama knits, I'm going to go to the knitting store today. For real. I'm really going to do that for today. But also what you said, and all of you have said it, you guys, when you create your personal brand, it is core of who you are. It's hard to create a personal brand that's not who you really be on a regular basis. And so when we hear each other and we see each other, I mean, I figure, if we were to talk about Kim Kardashian, that's another brand. I personally think, I don't know what she did to get her waist like that, but that's her brand. And I ain't mad at her. Whatever rib she might have had to remove or whatever girdle she gets on, when I see her in them outfits, I go like, wow, what is it about her brand? So let's talk about Kim for a second. What do you guys think? You brought her up, Caterina. What do you guys think about how she has, listen to this question, how she has made personal branding important?
But it's not just Kim. What about the whole Kardashian crew?
Yeah.
The whole family.
Talk about it. Yes.
The whole family.
And the mother.
The mama. Okay. How about the mama's vision for that? Let's talk about that.
Right.
Family business.
She's a marketing genius, and she's been intentional about it. And how about where she brings one daughter into the makeup field, and then another daughter into the makeup field, and then another daughter into the makeup field? I mean, and all the kids, and they are one of the originators of reality shows. I'm not a big reality show person, but it has a lot to do with brands. And so she's let people in their home, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what else? Caterina, you're out there on the West Coast. What else do you see about the Kardashian brand?
Well, I was just going to say, Kim, she's kind of, she's definitely created a brand inside, or that goes beyond even just the Kardashian brand. And watching her alongside Kanye, I kind of started liking her more, the way she was, she showed a little bit more of her human side, I think, not as plastic. I think she's worked on that, and hearing about her, her going get her law degree. I don't know if she got it or not. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I guess just becoming a mom, maybe on top of that, watching how they've kind of put that on top to try to soften their image. So it was right. I think that's just interesting. But with the show going off, it's going to be interesting to see what the next phase of that looks like. So they got a plan before they cancel. They got a plan.
I got one more name to give y'all. Bruno Mars. I was talking to a friend of mine who's going to see Bruno Mars in Vegas. And if you've watched carefully, Bruno has created a brand. And I remember Sabrina going to see his concert in Chicago. Talk a little bit about his brand.
The best. I mean, really, he's amazing. That's my boyfriend, for real. That is my boyfriend. I love Bruno. He's amazing. One of the best concerts I've ever gone to. I mean, his whole brand, his whole band, they can sing, they can dance, they play instruments. It's all male. I mean, the brand is happy, it's joyful, it's entertainment. It's, my goodness. Energy galore.
Energy.
That whole concert, everybody stood up for 3 hours straight. Can you believe it's time to go? Wow. Our brand is over. It's time to go.
We got issues, y'all. We got issues, and we're so glad that you were here today with us on Talk 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF. It's been exciting. Tomorrow, lean in with us 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we will bring you yet another issue, because we got issues. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Oh my.
Thanks,
that just
Micah.
went by so fast.
Thank you so much for everything. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all. You took that to another level, Gloria. That was good. They said you had me really leaning in and cracking up.
They love your new boyfriend. Caterina, really? You were the president from kindergarten to y'all? That's
That's
no.
crazy.
That's
They have
really
president
crazy.
in kindergarten.
Okay, you want to know the real deal?
What
Is
kind of
they
school is
didn't.
that?
They didn't, and I started the student government.
Okay. Tell the story. Tell the whole story.
It's the truth. You can drive. I could drive right to that school right now, and there is the very first student government was. I was like, we need to organize. We need to organize.
In kindergarten?
You guys, we need to bring that stuff up. Organization, all that kind of stuff. That's some good stuff. You know, Anisha, my granddaughter, she was like she was young. And she said she went to the principal and said, 35 minutes is not long enough for lunch. Like, I'm serious. There is not long enough for lunch. Her mother was like, hold up a minute. She's like, no, it's not long enough. And so her class voted her and they had this whole thing. It was hilarious. She was like, we were like, here she come. Here they come. Whatever you see then, you see forever. Y'all, we thank y'all on Facebook. We thank you that you're here. We thank you that you're here.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Topics, you guys. What do you want to know? What do you guys want us to talk about? We are running out of some topics. So give us some ideas in the chat, please.
I want to do a show on kids that turned on as adults, meaning this is something my husband could talk about because he was a thug in Chicago and beat people up and did all that stuff. And it was a teacher who said to him, to his mama, you're going to turn on one day. And so I'm looking for some people that that our Facebook audience knows that really to give mamas hope that have trouble with their kids. I want to do a show on people that were troubled kids that turned on. So if you know somebody, just go to theforceofriendship.com. There's a form there you can fill out, or you can type it right here in the chat. Even better.
Katrina, I cannot even imagine Dr. Anthony Earl being a thug. Stop saying he was a thug. My friend was not a thug.
I'm like this.
I mean, robbed people, stole, and yeah, it's an amazing story how God literally saved his life. So so he would be my guest, but I need a couple, like 2 or 3 stories like that would really be powerful. So that everybody's gonna love this show.
Excellent.
For the mamas who are praying for their kids right now.
Yes.
That would be awesome. That would be very interesting. Wow.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.